Herbert Hoover was one of our most unpopular presidents ever. And it's a shame because his rags to riches story is quite inspiring. Orphaned at a young age, working his way through school, he became a millionaire before 40. One of his infamous quotes is, "If a man can't become a millionaire by the age of 40, he's not really worth much." Well, that quote was shared a lot during the Great Depression, and it's one of the reasons why Hoover was so unpopular. He was also unpopular because he believed that the government shouldn't bail out all of the companies who were failing. He shouldn't just provide handouts to the American people. You see, Hoover had a really hard childhood and a really hard upbringing, and he had become very successful. And so he was a strong believer of one of the American ideals of pulling yourself up by your bootstrap, and that if someone rescues you, then you'll never have that confidence that you need to be truly successful in life. So when the Great Depression hit, his initial response was, "All right, guys, you can do this. Work hard, figure out a way." And he didn't believe in a lot of the American programs and handouts and programs that FDR came up with. Well, this made Hoover very, very unpopular. And people forgot who he was before he became president. You see, at the beginning of World War I, there were over 120,000 Americans trapped in Europe. And Hoover was able to organize, not a rescue attempt, but he was able to get ships over there to get these Americans out of war-torn Europe. During the war, millions of people were starving in Belgium. And Hoover headed up the government's food assisting program, and he was able to send tons of food, and it was streamlined and organized, and probably over 7 million people's lives were saved because of what Hoover did. Later, after the war, when Russia was going through a lot of famines due to the fact that Lenin's socialist farm programs were not working, he organized tons of food to send over. And he was criticized for helping communists. And Hoover said, "I don't care about their politics. These people are going to be fed." After World War II, President Truman reached out to Hoover and said, "Hey, could you help us feed more people?" And once again, Hoover jumped in and he used his genius for details and organization to get all this food over to Europe and to feed a lot of people. One of the people who worked with Hoover towards the end of his life said, "No man in history has saved more lives or fed more people than Herbert Hoover." If you could meet Hoover or see the impact that he had in the 20th century, it would be amazing. Yet we remember Hoovervilles. We remember his response to the Great Depression. People make fun of Hoover, and I don't know exactly how he felt about the way history remembers him, but I know that he made a huge impact and that he cared more about feeding people than being popular. The Hoover Dam was started when he was in the government. He wasn't president yet. It was being built while he was president, and then it was finished during the very long presidential years of FDR. And FDR and Hoover were political enemies, and FDR had the name changed to Boulder Dam, and he did not invite Hoover to the dedication of the dam. Didn't even mention him in his dedicatory remarks, even though Hoover had played a huge role in getting it started and beginning the building process. Later, Truman went back and renamed it Hoover Dam as it originally was supposed to be. And just you see in this story and in Hoover's story how public opinion shifts so fast and so easy. I mean, there's things going on now with Ellen on social media, or you see how politicians were really popular and then not really popular, and how it's so hard to ride the wave of public opinion. You can save literally millions of lives and still be remembered as a loser. So why not just stop worrying about public opinion? How different would your life be if instead of trying to make everyone happy or get as many likes as you can or be as popular as you can, what if you just started taking care of people? You know, you might not be in a position where someone hands you the task to feed 7 million Belgians, but you will have an opportunity today to make a difference. Maybe it's listening to a child. Maybe it's giving your grandma a hug or sending a text or doing something. Or maybe it's standing up for an unpopular truth. You see, Hoover, while you may agree or disagree with his economic views or his political stance, he believed in helping people and feeding people, even if they were communists. How different would America be today if we would help people, even if they were Democrats, even if they were Republicans? You see, what America needs more than anything right now is not popular people or public opinion pleaser people. We need people who will step up and do the right thing. And you are one of those people. So at the end of your life, what matters the most is not were you popular, but how many people were you able to help? God put a special destiny in front of you, and he's calling you to step into that destiny because you have the chance to help people and make an impact just like Herbert Hoover did. I know that you'll be able to do that because God is good and he's watching over you today. God bless.